Alright, man, let me holler at y'all. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this joint, but I saw a recent Facebook post that gave me the idea to talk to you gentlemen today, right? So the Facebook post was basically, it was a young lady, and she was basically saying because it was not a video, it was not a video clip, it was a post. And what she was saying in the post was that, based on her experiences, that men oftentimes will tell women not to act like the very women they end up cheating with. Again, guys, based on what she was saying, guys will basically tell women, the women they're in relationships with, not to conduct themselves or behave like the very women they end up cheating with. And I want to talk about that. Now, I've talked about the Madonna-whore complex before. The Madonna-whore complex. Okay, y'all can Google it. It's on Wikipedia. It goes through the whole history of it, right? So, this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Right? See, back in the day, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, it was even longer than that. It was very easy to discern the undesirable women, quote unquote, in society. It was easy to discern them from the desirable women, right? Because you had a certain population or segment of women who were prostitutes. They worked in brothels, whorehouses. And then you had all the other women who were basically potential worthy wives, right? So it was like what it appeared to be, there was only but a small percent of the population that were whores, right, when it comes to women. But by and large, the other women were respectable, right? That's how it appeared to be, right, back then, right? Here's the problem. This is why guys are overly concerned with a woman's body count, right? This is why guys obsess over celebrity dating gossip, okay, like Cardi B and all these other females. Okay, this is why guys are overly concerned with women taking girl trips, girls' night out, women who dress very provocatively. Because what's happening, and this is scaring men to death, okay? And if you pay attention to the internet, it's playing out in real time. The reason why guys are complaining more and more and more about the promiscuous nature of women or a woman's sexual past is because now they can't tell the difference. They can't, in their mind, they can't tell the difference, right? And I've seen this where guys will say, when the hoes stand next to the good girls, they can't tell the difference. And this is what's scaring guys. So what guys do, because they're scared to death and they're insecure about that, because they can't tell the difference, they overanalyze the behaviors of women because they're trying to tell the difference. So what you might see is guys say shit about, if she goes out at all, she's a hoe. Right? This is what they might say, because now they're getting extreme with it. Or if she's single and she's dating more than one guy at one time, then she's a hoe. Right? Because guys literally believe that when they meet a woman, that by some miraculous happenstance, that they're the only guy that's interested in her, and that they're the only guy she's interested in. Like, I've literally seen Facebook posts where both goofy men and goofy ass women are saying, oh, if I meet somebody who's single but they're actively dating, then I don't want them. Who is sitting around, show me a person who other people find attractive, who actually likes to meet people, who's sitting around not meeting people. Come on, man. Right. So again, because of guys' desperation to tell the difference, then they'll say shit like, "Oh, if she got any type of tattoos, or if she got this type of piercing, or this is another thing that guys are doing. Oh, if she's a stewardess or she's a traveling nurse." So now guys are getting to the point where they're listing occupations. Oh, women are more likely to cheat if this is what they do for their profession or their career. Because guys are getting desperate because they want to be able to tell the difference between the quote unquote hoes and the quote unquote virtuous women, or the women with high moral character. Why? Because men are afraid of being cheated on, period. That's men's biggest fear. No, let me rephrase that. That's male's biggest fear. That's a male's biggest fear, is being cheated on. Grown ass men are not concerned with that. Why? Because if you enter into a relationship where it's understood that sexual exclusivity is where it's at, if the chick breaks the contract, you just break up with her or divorce her. What's the problem? What's the problem? I don't see the problem. If the woman does something that goes against your wishes, just leave the bitch. Right? But see, that's not what guys... See, guys are trying to prevent cheating. Guys don't even want to be in that predicament. And the reality of it is, bro, if you get... The moment you enter into a relationship with a woman, you are in that predicament. You are in that predicament already. The moment you get into a monogamous, sexually exclusive relationship with a woman, there's a 50-50 chance you can get cheated on. Period. It's a flip a coin, nigga. 50-50. Entering into a relationship is a calculated risk. Okay. Google calculated risk, meaning you assess the pros and the cons of your choice before you make it. When you get into when you deal with the opposite sex, there's always pros and cons. It's not just pros, nigga. And that's what a lot of guys want. And some goofy ass women. They want it to be just pros and no cons. That's not reality. Right? So let me get back to my point. Right? Guys are scared to death because they can't tell the difference from the quote unquote prostitutes or the hoes, right? Because they're all looking the same. And women are not really helping their cause because of the way they get online talking about niggas cash apping them. Oh, you gotta cash at me before we go out on a date. Oh, you gotta pay for the babysitter and all this goofy shit. So a lot of women are actually hurting their own cause, right, with the way that they behave. But regardless of that, as a man, you gotta understand, bro, the quote unquote whorish bad girl and the quote unquote virtuous good girl, they are the same chick. Okay, and I'll say this about all women. Okay, quote me on this. Etch this shit in stone. All women exhibit non-monogamous and monogamous tendencies their whole life. Okay, etch that shit in stone. All women exhibit or display non-monogamous and monogamous tendencies their whole life. Okay, think about that before you try to separate these chicks into groups. Oh, the hoes and the good girls. No, nigga, they the same chick. They the same chick. You know what I'm saying? Believe that. They the same chick, bro. This is why you can't let women separate themselves either. Oh, I'm not like them hoes over there. Number one, you better be. If you fucking with me, you better be exactly like them hoes over there. But not only that, I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of who you are to me. You can't tell me who you are and expect me to co-sign who you say you are or who you say you're not. No, I'll be the judge of who you are to me. Right? So even when women say, oh, I'm not like that, shut up. Be quiet. Okay, I'll be the judge. Like, I don't want to hear nothing, right? Straight up and down. Don't try and sell yourself. Okay, let me just say this about that. Stop trying to let women sell themselves to you, you know, as this virtuous good girl, like dealing with them, you got to be all sanctified. Bro, stop. Don't let women control the narrative. Don't let women control it. Don't do that. You dictate the pace and the flow of the interaction, and they either riding with it or they need to get the fuck up off and go deal with some other guy. Don't let women control the narrative. Don't let them do that. Don't have you niggas twisted up following red pill and MGTOW shit. You know what I'm saying? Or being a passport bro. Okay, and that's what happened to all those guys. All those guys were heavily influenced by women, and they made too much of an emotional investment in dealing with women, and now they all feel some kind of way. But if they would have had this ism, this game in them, okay, it wouldn't be that. They would be chilling. There wouldn't be no angst or vitriol towards women. Dudes wouldn't be worried about all that goofy shit. But because y'all are always dealing with women on the woman's terms, that's why you're frustrated. That's why you're always angry, and you got this angst and anxiousness and vitriol and all this shit towards women, right? And you got this axe to grind, bro. It's your fault. If you want to decrease the likelihood of frustration, deal with women strictly on your terms. Once you start dealing with women strictly on your terms, you will find that there's nothing to be angry about women about. I said about. Okay, I got to rephrase that. There's nothing to be angry with women about if you're dealing with women strictly on your terms, because the moment that she fuck up, you just get rid of her. But when you deal with a woman on her terms, what happens is you guys keep giving them a chance to rectify their behavior. Why? Because the moment you're dealing with a woman on her terms, you're the one making all the investment. Whereas when a woman is dealing with you on your terms, she's making all the investment. So if she's making all the investment, or most of the investment, she is less likely to fuck up. Y'all see how that works? Let me get back to my point, and I'm going to close it with this. Again, the reason why guys are talking all this shit about promiscuous women and the behaviors of women and the true nature of women and women's hypergamous nature and all this goofy shit, right? It's because this is why guys will say stupid shit like this. I wish we can go back to the 1950s. Number one, bro, you weren't there. You don't know what was happening then, right? Number one, bro, you ain't getting no pussy in 2025. What makes you think you're gonna get pussy in 1950, bro? This is what dudes think. Dudes think if they were in a different time, shit would be different. No, you would still be that motherfucker that women think are invisible. That's it. That's it. And you would do what the guys back in the 1950s did that couldn't get no pussy. They went to the street and paid for prostitutes. See, it's always been that. No matter what time you're in, there's always been guys that couldn't get no ass. So what did they do? They either complained about women and or they just started paying for it, like guys do now. 75 years later, it ain't no difference. The more things change, the more they stay the same. It ain't no difference. Okay, women are the same as they were 100 years ago. Men are not. Men are weaker than they were 100 years ago. Women are exactly the same. They're the same. The only thing that's changed are the laws that enable women to work alongside men, making the same amount of money and also getting educated alongside men, getting the same degrees. That's all that's changed. But a woman's sexual nature has not changed in over 100 years. Still the same. Still the same. Women are just more empowered to pick and choose who they marry. They're just more empowered. You understand? Right? So let me get back to my point. Again, guys are tripping about women's behaviors and the promiscuous nature of women. Why? Because they feel like they can't tell the difference. So what happens is, see, the OnlyFans chicks, the reason why guys are really bothered by the OnlyFans chicks, I'm going to break this down. It's because a lot of the OnlyFans chicks look exactly like the all-American girls next door. The same type of women they would be interested in dating. That's why they bugging. Because I'm telling you, if all of these OnlyFans chicks were all 600-pound life type bitches, all unattractive, guys wouldn't say a mumbling word about it. They'll just be laughing at them. But because a lot of these OnlyFans chicks are actually attractive women who look like all-American girl next door, they look like they could be models. Because let me tell you this, a lot of these OnlyFans chicks, when they go out in public, they dress very modestly, right? And that scares guys because guys, they desperately need hoes to wear the whole uniform so they can tell the difference. But when you got women who secretly have OnlyFans accounts, but they dress very modestly, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't party, they have no tattoos, no weird piercings, now guys like, I can't tell the difference. Fuck. And that's why. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.